Hey friend, Brandon here. We've seen a ton of leaks of the Google Pixel 4 already, and I even made a summary of all the Pixel 4 leaks in my previous video just to keep track of all of them. If you want to catch up on the leaks and hear my thoughts on them, you can watch by clicking the link in the description below or in the card up here. But there's one product that people have been asking me about since last year, especially since it was definitely planned to launch and was cancelled. So it's time to ask the question again, where is the Google Pixel Watch? Well, you're in luck, friend. It looks like it's going to come out this year. Here's what we know and some exclusive renders. This is the Google Pixel Watch that we may see. Keep watching to see more. Let's talk about it because this is Tech Today. This video is sponsored by Fiverr, the world's largest marketplace to hire freelance help for all your needs from design, website development, social media, emails, and more. Get 15% off your purchase with promo code TechToday and by clicking the link in the description. Please share, subscribe, hit that bell icon to be notified of when I post a new video, and give this video a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. Last year, amongst the crazy Google Pixel 3 leaks were rumors for not only one Google Pixel Watch, but 3 watches, and was corroborated between Evan Blass and WinFuture. They had the code names Ling, Triton, and Sardine, and was in development for over a year with Qualcomm, with Google likely being the lead smartwatch they were working on. Everything was adding up, and we were excited to see what Google would reveal in October alongside the Pixel 3, and then the hype was, shut down. Tom's Guide had an exclusive comment from Miles Barr, Google's director of engineering for Wear OS, stating that there were no plans to release a smartwatch this year, and, I quote, "To think of a one-size-fits-all watch, I don't think we're there yet. Our focus is on our partners for now." And that's exactly what we saw. More Wear OS watches with a different shell but the same insights from brands like Fossil, but no Google-branded smartwatch. I even asked my sources from last year, and they were taken aback when I asked about the Pixel Watch, and then they asked me, how did I know about that? It has been confirmed many times that was planned to launch in 2018, but was canned at the last minute. But why? No one really knows for sure, but it almost seems like they dodged a bullet because Apple announced their newest series of Apple Watch. During their announcement, they showed off a new ECG feature, which was quite mind-blowing for a smartwatch. Apple was and is still significantly ahead of the competition in their development of a smartwatch, so releasing a Pixel Watch right after that probably would have looked really bad. Let me explain that last comment. The biggest benefit that Apple has over all other smartwatch options comes from their custom silicon. Their chip development is mature, and they're able to make chipsets that fit their needs well, which is why the Apple Watch continues to advance. Unfortunately, for everyone else, they're left to only use either their own chipsets that they custom make, if they're fortunate enough to have the resources and experience to do so, or they use Qualcomm. Since Google relies on Qualcomm, the biggest advancement we've seen from them was the 3100 series chip over the 2100 series chip that came out in 2016. That is at least 2 years between updates to their smartwatch chipset options, and it still uses a 28nm process, while Apple, Huawei, and Samsung are using a 7nm process, which is far more mature and capable than Qualcomm's options. The sad truth is that Qualcomm is a bottleneck, and they're just not investing much into smartwatches, so Wear OS isn't advancing as much. Maybe that special chip Google was working on with Qualcomm is different than the current 3100 series chip, but I'm having a hard time believing that Qualcomm would have a hidden and significantly more powerful chip that they're just not releasing because Google isn't ready. But this year may be different because it looks like a Google Pixel Watch is coming, and hopefully it can bring something competitive. Earlier this year, rumors came out that Google was not only working on what would end up being a Pixel 3a and 3a XL, which I made a video about that you should totally check out, but reports from Nikkei Asian Review, which has a hit and miss record, has stated that a Pixel Watch was coming later this year as well. What is particularly interesting is how they said that it would compete with the Apple Watch. On top of that, it was discovered in January via the Android open source project that there were 2 devices with the codename Salmon and Medaka. Medaka? I don't know.
Medaka.
What?
Medaka.
I don't freaking know what it is. Till on Twitter found this and believes that Medaka is the Pixel Watch. So for those of you who are good at scouring information, join us in the This Is Tech Today community Discord chat and help us look for things in our Pixel Watch 2019 channel. And use the links to sources in the description to access the pages I refer to in this video. But what could it possibly bring that competes with the Apple Watch? There's not a ton out there that we know for sure about what tech it will contain, but here's what we do know. You've probably heard this one many times, but it's worth noting that there's a logical addition of Project Soli chips that were developed by Google's ATAP team. It was shown off and demonstrated in various use cases, including a smartwatch, where you can interact with it without touching the actual smartwatch, but making gestures in the air. But there's much more tech that may be a possibility if you just dig a little bit more. At the beginning of this year, Google paid $40 million to Fossil for some of their smartwatch technology technology, as well as some of their research and development team. So what could Google possibly want from Fossil? Well, Fossil acquired Misfit Wearables in 2015 for $260 million. Before the acquisition, Misfit focused on health and wellness related wearable technology and even had partnerships with some healthcare companies, which means all that could possibly find its way into a future Pixel Watch device. At the moment, Misfit has a watch that looks a lot like the Moto 360, which still looks great in my opinion. Google also bought Synosis, a startup health company from Seattle that developed technology that allows you to collect information about your health using your phone to measure things like your hemoglobin counts and to diagnose things about your heart like high blood pressure. On top of that, Google has their own Verily Life Sciences company. They launched the Verily Study Watch in 2017 and had a variety of sensors in it to track and test various parts of your health and can even provide an ECG feature, which finally received FDA clearance for it in January of this year. Do you see where I'm heading with this? Maybe the delays for the Google Pixel Watch were caused by some of the technology to make the Pixel Watch itself competitive, specifically as it relates to health. We're not ready yet. I know what you're thinking. What does it look like? What could it look like? Thankfully, we have some patents that share with us a potential design for the Google Pixel Watch. In these patents, we can see a lug design and band clasp mechanism that allows you to easily change your watch band. So looking at these patents, let's envision what the Google Pixel Watch could look like and the tech that it could have. Here are some exclusive renders of what the Google Pixel Watch could look like by my friend Elias Adams. In these renders, we get a look at the band mechanism that allows you to easily replace it with different color bands and materials just by shifting the little latch down. These little pegs pop out of the watch band itself to lock itself into place on the watch body. Here's an example of that mechanism if we could see through the band itself. I think this is really clean looking and easy to replace. No special tools needed. The watch lug matches what we saw in the patents and is a really slim and minimal design. To some extent, I'd be really worried about durability, but I'm not as experienced with this type of lug to know how well it handles normal use. Now for the tech that we could see. There's wireless charging and water resistant or proof, which is typical now. But what if it allowed for synergy with reverse wireless charging on the Pixel 4, much like what we've seen on the Galaxy S10? Will it contain a Project Soli, an ECG feature, and other health tracking features? If it does have that tech in it, will it have a bottom chin like we saw in the Moto 360, or will it have display tech that will allow you to forego the chin? If you remember Till, who found the codename Medaka, he said the watch would not have a chin, which is really reassuring. As a whole, I really like the potential of a minimalistic design, which is really consistent with Google's design language. It also retains the circular design, which is something that looks more traditional than the rectangle we see on the Apple Watch. I really think Elias did a great job on these renders, and I really want to thank him for making them for us, and thanks to Fiverr for sponsoring this video. If you want to hire Elias, he's on Fiverr and he can help you make renders for your own projects. If you don't need renders, you can find other freelancers on Fiverr to help you with just about anything you can think of, ranging from virtual assistants, design, marketing, writing, video, audio, programming, business, lifestyle, and so much more. Whew. Seriously, there's a crazy amount of stuff you can get help with on Fiverr. They even have a super easy search tool with helpful ratings and insights on potential freelancers, and you can even post projects that freelancers come to you and bid on. Save time in your day, free up time again for your friends and family, help accelerate the growth of your business or work, and get help with the things you have no idea how to do, like making renders. I have no idea how to make renders. Seriously, Fiverr helps me focus more on taking care of myself, making time for relationships, getting things I need done, and continuing to grow a brand by hiring some help. I've heard it so many times from successful people. Hiring additional help and taking care of yourself is always a great investment, and they wish they did it sooner. To help you get started, I teamed up with Fiverr to put together a list of my favorites in logo design, merch design, animation, social media, Twitch design, and anything else you could possibly need. Don't wait any longer. Click the link in the description to see my curated list and invest in yourself now, and use promo code TECHTODAY to get 15% off your purchase. So what do you think of this potential design and how it looks next to what the Pixel 4 looks like? What do you think we'll see in it? What do you hope to see in it? Do you think we'll see it at all? Let me know in the comments and in the This Is Tech Today community Discord chat. Also go follow Elias on Twitter and show him some love. Thank you for watching This Is Tech Today, where we talk about the intersection of technology in our everyday lives, in business, and in all things creative. Until next time.